When was the last time you truly loved yourself? The key to true happiness begins with you. You've heard it 1,000 times, but today, we're going to break it down in a way that hits home. See, so many of us spend our lives looking for love, searching for approval and chasing happiness in the wrong places. We think it's about the people around us, our accomplishments, or how much we have. But the truth is, happiness starts from within. It starts with loving yourself first, without conditions, without waiting for someone else to tell you that you're worth it. Happiness starts from within. Happiness doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from the things you own, the people around you, or the achievements you collect. Happiness starts from within you. It's a mindset, a choice, and a decision that you make to embrace the life you have and find peace within yourself. I know a lot of people are searching for happiness in the wrong places. They think, if I just get that promotion, if I just get that car, if I just find that one person to love me, then I'll be happy. But the truth is, those things are not the source of your happiness. They may bring temporary joy, but true happiness comes from knowing who you are and loving who you are. Too often we look outside ourselves for validation. We expect others to make us happy, to give us the love we feel we deserve, or to fulfill that void inside us. But nobody can make you happy unless you're already happy with who you are. You see, the foundation of true happiness is self-love. When you love yourself, you stop depending on others to fill you up. You stop seeking external approval to feel worthy. You stop letting outside circumstances dictate your emotional state. When you love yourself, you're no longer looking for happiness because you realize that it's already within you. Now, I'm not talking about ego or being selfish. I'm talking about having a healthy self-respect and self-appreciation for who you are. You have to look in the mirror and say, I love who I am. I accept myself for who I am. I don't need anyone else to complete me. I am whole as I am. That's the key to finding lasting happiness. When you realize that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else, you'll stop allowing others to drain your energy. You'll stop letting people's opinions of you affect your mood. You'll stop chasing after things that don't add real value to your life. You'll stop seeking validation from others. And once you start loving yourself, something amazing happens. You start attracting the right people and the right opportunities into your life. True happiness is not a destination, it's a mindset. It's the belief that no matter what your circumstances look like, you are okay. You are complete. You are enough. When you start to love yourself first, you stop putting so much pressure on the external world to make you happy. You begin to find joy in the small things, the beauty in a sunrise, the joy of a quiet moment, the satisfaction of doing something meaningful. Happiness becomes a daily practice, not something you'll only achieve once you reach a certain milestone. When you truly love yourself, you develop the inner strength to face any adversity head-on. The world will throw obstacles your way, but when you know your worth, you approach life with confidence and resilience. You understand that setbacks are not a reflection of your value, but simply part of the journey. You understand that you don't need to be perfect to be happy. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to embrace who you are and where you are right now, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Happiness is an inside job. It's not something you can chase or buy. It's something you create by choosing to love and appreciate yourself every single day. When you love yourself, you stop looking for external solutions to an internal problem. You start living a life full of peace, joy, and gratitude because you realize that happiness isn't a destination. It's a journey that begins right inside you. So love yourself first, find happiness within, and watch how everything around you falls into place. Embrace self-love over external validation. People will always try to tell you who you should be, what you should do, and how you should look. But let me tell you something. Your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion. Your value doesn't come from the praise or approval of others. True self-worth comes from within you. It starts with self-love, and self-love is the only validation you need. Stop seeking validation from the outside world. Stop looking for others to tell you that you're enough, that you're worthy, that you're important. I'm here to tell you that you are already enough. You've always been enough. And once you truly understand that, everything else falls into place. I know it's easy to get caught up in the need for validation. We live in a world where people post their accomplishments, their relationships, their lives on social media, and we see it all. We see the likes, the comments, the followers, and we start to think that those numbers define us. External validation is fleeting. A comment or a compliment can make you feel good for a moment, but it won't last if you don't already have that love and approval for yourself. When you rely on others for validation, you're giving them the power to control how you feel. You're allowing someone else to determine your worth. But you don't need to hand over that power. You get to decide how you feel about yourself. You get to define your value, not anyone else. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with receiving compliments or appreciation from others. But if you don't have that inner love and confidence, no amount of external praise will be enough to fill the void. So, how do we embrace self-love? First, it's about learning to accept yourself for who you are, flaws and all. Nobody's perfect. We all have our struggles, our insecurities, and our mistakes. But those things don't define you. Your imperfections make you human, and your ability to rise above them is what makes you strong. Self-love also means setting boundaries. It means knowing when to say no to people or situations that drain your energy or make you feel less than. You don't need to seek validation from anyone who doesn't respect you or your boundaries. When you love yourself, you respect yourself enough to walk away from things or people that don't serve your peace or growth. When you embrace self-love, you're no longer dependent on the opinions of others to dictate how you feel about yourself. You become the source of your own happiness, and that's where the true power lies. When you feel good about who you are, what you've accomplished, and the life you're living, nothing can shake that foundation. In the long run, self-love over external validation brings real peace. It brings you inner strength. It allows you to live a life that's true to who you are, not who others think you should be. It gives you the power to keep moving forward even when things get tough. Because no matter what happens outside of you, no matter what anyone else says or thinks, you know that you are enough. So today, make a promise to yourself. You will no longer seek validation outside of yourself. You will no longer rely on others to tell you who you are or how valuable you are. You will love yourself first and foremost. Let go of what you can't control. There are things in life that you cannot control. You can't control the weather. You can't control how other people behave. You can't control every situation that comes your way. The key to finding peace, happiness, and strength in your life is realizing this simple truth. Let go of what you can't control. Too often we get caught up in trying to manage everything around us, people, circumstances, outcomes, and it leaves us frustrated, stressed, and overwhelmed. But here's what I want you to understand. You can't control everything, and that's a beautiful thing. The power, the peace, and the freedom you're searching for come when you let go of the things that are out of your hands. The universe is much bigger than you, and it's got its own plan, its own rhythm, and its own timing. When you try to control things that aren't yours to control, all you're doing is setting yourself up for frustration and disappointment. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to fix things that are outside of your influence, and in the process, you'll miss the things that truly matter, the things you can control. What you can control is your mindset, your actions, your attitude, and your effort. That's it. That's where your power lies. When you focus on these things, you create a foundation of strength, peace, and resilience that no external factor can shake. Now, I know it's not easy to let go of control. You've been taught to strive for success, to achieve your goals, to make things happen. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a difference between working hard toward your dreams and trying to force outcomes that aren't yours to dictate. When you let go of the need to control everything, you free up energy to focus on what truly matters: your growth, your happiness, and your peace. When you let go of what you can't control, you stop wasting energy on the things that don't serve you. You start to focus on what's within your reach. You focus on the present moment, on the actions you can take today to move yourself forward. You focus on your own thoughts, your own feelings, and how you choose to navigate the world. Now, I'm not saying that you should be passive or give up on your dreams. What I'm saying is that you have to stop trying to control every outcome, because that's where the stress comes from. Let go of the need to know exactly how everything will unfold. Trust the process. Trust that things will happen the way they're meant to, and that everything you're going through is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. You see, when you let go of control, you give yourself the freedom to grow. You give yourself the space to breathe and to enjoy life. You give yourself permission to make mistakes, to fail, and to rise again, stronger than before. I want you to take a deep breath and let go of something. Maybe it's a person who's been stressing you out. Maybe it's a situation you've been obsessing over. Maybe it's the pressure to have everything figured out. Let it go. Understand that your peace comes when you release what you can't control. Your happiness starts when you let go of the need to control everything and allow yourself to simply live. Let go of the fear, the frustration, and the pressure. Trust that the journey is unfolding just as it should. Keep moving forward with faith in yourself, and let life surprise you with the beauty and joy that comes when you're open to it. Focus on growth, not perfection. There's a misconception that we've got to have it all together, that we've got to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. No one's got it all figured out. No one is perfect. And guess what? That's okay. What truly matters is growth, not how flawless you appear on the outside. I know, the world throws this idea of perfection at us all the time. Social media shows us perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect relationships. Perfection is not the goal. Growth is. And growth is real, it's attainable, and it's powerful. Perfection keeps you stuck in a box. Growth opens doors and lets you live freely. In our culture, we often tie our worth to how perfect we look or how perfect our lives seem. But the truth is, perfection isn't sustainable. It's a trap that can make you feel like you're never enough. But here's the thing. You're already enough. You're worthy right now, and you don't have to be perfect to prove it. You don't have to be perfect to achieve greatness. Look, we all stumble, we all fall short, but that's where growth happens. The most successful people I know didn't get to where they are by being perfect. They got there by failing, learning, adjusting, and getting back up every single time. They focused on progress, not perfection. And let me tell you, progress doesn't happen overnight. It's the small, consistent steps that get you where you want to go. So stop putting pressure on yourself to be perfect. Instead, put your energy into growing, improving, and learning. That's where the magic happens. That's where you find happiness. Not in the pursuit of an impossible standard, but in the pursuit of becoming better than you were yesterday. You don't have to be perfect to deserve love, success, or happiness. You just need to be willing to grow. You need to be willing to get up every time life knocks you down. You need to be willing to learn from every experience, no matter how difficult, and use that knowledge to become the best version of yourself. That's growth. When you focus on growth, you also stop comparing yourself to others. You stop looking at other people's lives and thinking, why can't I be like that? Because guess what? They're on their own journey of growth, just like you. You don't need to compare your progress to anyone else's. Your growth is unique, and it's yours to own. Celebrate it. So, what do you need to do today? Stop worrying about being perfect. Stop holding yourself to impossible standards. Shift your focus to growth and allow yourself the grace to make mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward. You are a work in progress, and that's okay. You are exactly where you need to be, and each step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. Remember this: perfection is a myth. Growth is real, and growth is what will get you to your happiness. Live with purpose. Life isn't just about getting through the day. It's not about surviving, it's about thriving. When you live with purpose, you step into your power. You start showing up for yourself and the world in a way that's unstoppable. Purpose isn't just some fancy word that sounds good in speeches. It's the very reason you wake up every morning. It's the thing that drives you, that fuels your spirit and gives your life meaning. When you live with purpose, you stop drifting aimlessly, waiting for something to happen. You start making things happen. You step into a life where everything you do matters. And when you live like that, you begin to understand that you are not just taking up space in this world. You are here to make a difference. Purpose doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's something you have to discover. It's something you have to work for. Purpose is found when you align your actions with your values, your passions, and your deepest desires. It's about understanding what drives you, what excites you, what gives you energy. When you're clear on what your purpose is, it's like a compass that points you in the right direction. Living with purpose means you take the time to ask yourself, what do I want to do with my life? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What impact do I want to have? And it doesn't matter how big or small your goals are. The key is that they are meaningful to you. Don't get caught up in trying to live up to someone else's idea of success. Your purpose is yours and yours alone. It's about understanding what makes you come alive and taking the steps to bring that vision to life. So how do you start living with purpose today? You start by asking yourself what truly matters to you. What drives you? What excites you? What are you passionate about? And most importantly, what is it that you are willing to fight for? Because if you're going to live with purpose, you've got to be ready to fight for it. Life will test you, people will try to knock you down, and things won't always go as planned. But when you have purpose on your side, you'll keep going. Purpose will be the fire that burns within you and keeps you moving forward. Living with purpose isn't always easy, but it's worth it. Because when you know your why, when you have a vision, when you understand why you're doing what you're doing, every obstacle becomes an opportunity. You have one life, and it's up to you to make it count. Don't let time slip away. Live with purpose, and everything else will fall into place. Stop comparing yourself to others. I know, we've all done it. We see someone else's success, their achievements, the way they carry themselves, and suddenly we start to feel like we're falling behind. But let me tell you something. When you're focused on comparing your journey to someone else's, you lose sight of your own path, and that's a dangerous place to be. Comparison steals your joy, your peace, and your progress. Every time you look at someone else's life and think, why am I not there yet? You're letting doubt creep in, and doubt has no place in your life. You are not them. You are on your own journey, and I promise you, no one has lived your life, faced your struggles, or fought your battles. Your path is unique, and that's where your power lies. Now, I know it's easy to compare yourself to others, especially with social media constantly showing us the highlights of other people's lives. You see the vacations, the achievements, the perfect relationships. And it can make you feel like you're missing something. But here's the truth: you only see what people want you to see. Social media is a highlight reel, not the full story. Behind every perfect post, there's a story you don't know, a struggle you haven't seen, and a journey that's uniquely theirs, just like your journey is uniquely yours. So stop measuring your success by someone else's standards. You don't know what's behind their success, and they don't know the struggles you face to get to where you are. The only comparison that matters is comparing the person you are today to the person you were yesterday. Focus on your own growth. Focus on being better than you were yesterday, not better than someone else. Your worth isn't defined by what someone else has or does. Your value is not determined by how many followers you have, how many likes you get, or what others think of you. You are valuable because you exist, because you are you. And when you stop looking outward for validation and instead turn inward to appreciate the person you are becoming, that's when real happiness starts to unfold. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't be inspired by others, but inspiration is different from comparison. Inspiration pushes you to become your best self, while comparison holds you back and makes you feel small. Use the success of others as fuel to remind you that your own success is possible and that it's on its way. You see, everyone's timeline is different. Just because someone else is ahead of you doesn't mean you're falling behind. Life isn't a race, it's a journey, and your journey is unfolding at exactly the right pace for you. There's seasons in your life, times of growth, times of struggle, times of rest, and each one is leading you to where you need to be. So embrace where you are right now and trust that everything is working together for your good. When you focus on your own path, you stop stressing over what others are doing. You stop letting their success define your progress. You stop measuring your worth against someone else's. Your journey is yours to walk, and the beauty of it is that you get to shape it. You get to decide what success looks like for you. And the more you focus on being the best version of yourself, the more you'll see the growth you've been working for. So, the next time you catch yourself comparing your life to someone else's, remind yourself of this: you are enough, you are worthy, and your path is yours to create. Keep putting in the work, keep showing up, and trust that your time will come. Stop comparing, start embracing your own journey. You are powerful, you are capable, and you are worthy of every blessing coming your way. Forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. It's about releasing yourself from the burden of anger, resentment, and regret. Holding on to grudges, holding on to past mistakes, they weigh you down. They keep you stuck in the past, and they rob you of your peace and your joy. Forgiveness is the key that frees you. Let's start with yourself. You've made mistakes, we all have. You've stumbled, you've failed, you've hurt others, and maybe you've hurt yourself along the way, but that's life. We learn through our failures and we grow through our mistakes. You're not perfect, none of us are, but that doesn't mean you should carry the weight of guilt and shame around. Forgiving yourself means giving yourself the grace to move forward. You see, there's no growth in living in regret. If you're constantly beating yourself up over the past, how can you move forward? You can't. But when you forgive yourself, you release the past. You clear the space for new opportunities, new blessings, and a new version of yourself. That's what forgiveness does. It sets you free to be the best version of who you're meant to be. So today, I want you to let go of that guilt. Let go of the things you can't change. You can't undo the past, but you can make a choice to move forward with a clean slate. And then there's forgiving others. This one is tough, I know. People hurt us, disappoint us, betray us, and sometimes they make us feel like we can never trust again. But listen, holding on to resentment only hurts you. It keeps you tied to that person, and it keeps the pain alive. It keeps you stuck in the same cycle, unable to move forward. Forgiving doesn't mean you condone the wrong that was done to you. It doesn't mean you forget. It means you release yourself from the grip of that pain. You let go of the anger that's holding you hostage. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you taking control of your own peace. It's about choosing to rise above the negativity and not letting someone else's actions dictate how you feel. You've got to protect your peace, and that's what forgiveness allows you to do. When you forgive, you take back your power. You stop allowing the actions of others to control your happiness, your emotions, your life. You take back control. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, but Denzel, you don't know what they did to me. How can I forgive that? I get it. I do. Some wounds run deep, and it might feel impossible to forgive. But let me tell you something. Forgiveness is not a one-time thing. It's a process. It's a choice you make every day. You don't have to forgive and forget in an instant. Start by choosing to forgive in your heart. Let go of the bitterness, the anger, the hate. It doesn't mean the other person gets off easy. It means you're choosing peace over pain. And when you forgive, you open yourself up to healing. You open yourself up to the possibility of moving forward. You free yourself to love more deeply, to trust again, and to live a life full of joy. Forgiveness is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, you'll be stuck in the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It doesn't mean you allow toxic people to remain in your life. No. Forgiveness means you don't carry the weight of that anger anymore. So today, make the decision to forgive. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. Forgive others for the wrongs they've done. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve it. You deserve the peace, the joy, and the freedom that comes with letting go. Forgiveness is power, it's strength, and it's the key to unlocking your true happiness. Let go, forgive, and move forward with peace in your heart. Because when you do, nothing can hold you back. Live in the present moment. Too many of us get caught up in the past, dragging around old regrets. Or we worry about the future, filled with anxiety about what might happen. But let me tell you, your power, your happiness, your peace, they all exist right here, right now, in the present moment. Now, don't get me wrong, it's easy to let your mind wander. We've all been there, right? We've all made mistakes in the past and thought, I should have done things differently. Or we've spent countless nights stressing over what the future holds, wondering, what if this happens, or what if that doesn't work out? But you can't change the past, and you can't predict the future. All you have is the now. You want true happiness? Then you've got to learn how to be fully present. That means letting go of the past and not letting the future dictate your emotions. It's about being right here, right now, in this moment, fully aware of everything happening around you. Your breath, the people in your life, the opportunities that are right in front of you. And guess what? You're not alone in this journey. Everybody's got struggles. Everybody has fears. But it's how you handle them in the present that shapes who you become. The present moment is where you find the power to change your life. It's where you make decisions, where you take action, where you plant the seeds of your future. Don't wait for tomorrow to start living the life you deserve. Start today. There's something freeing about focusing on the now. It's like lifting a weight off your shoulders. When you stop worrying about the past or future, you can breathe, you can live, you can act. You stop getting caught up in regret or fear. And I promise you, that's when things start to change. That's when you start to see real progress. Don't waste your energy on the things you can't control. Don't waste your time on regrets from the past. Yes, we've all made mistakes. Yes, things didn't always go according to plan, but that's okay. It's part of the process. You can't move forward if you're still looking back, and you can't grow if you're afraid of the future. Instead, take a step back, take a deep breath, and focus on the here and now. Living in the present moment also means practicing gratitude. When you're truly present, you can appreciate everything around you. You can see the beauty in the simplest things. You start to realize that there's so much to be grateful for. The roof over your head, the food you eat, the people who love you. It's all part of the present moment. Now, I know it's not always easy. We live in a world that's always moving, always pulling us in a million different directions. But that's why it's even more important to take a moment for yourself. Step back, breathe, and give yourself the gift of presence. Don't rush through life. Enjoy the ride. Focus on where you are, not where you think you should be. So let's do this. Live in the present moment, embrace it, love it, own it, because it's all you've got and it's all you need. Your happiness starts here, right now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Take action today and watch your life transform. All right, we've covered a lot today. We've talked about how living in the present moment can truly transform your life and how it leads to the peace, clarity, and happiness you deserve. When you stop dwelling on the past or stressing about the future, you can fully embrace the now. Happiness starts right here, right now. So, to answer the question, yes, living in the present is the key to a joyful and fulfilling life. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, but this moment is yours. Seize it. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you stay present in your own life? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to know how you apply this mindset to your daily routine. And before you go, make sure to check out the next video in the playlist for more motivation and guidance. Click on the video now and let's keep this journey of growth going. I'll see you there. Stay focused, stay present, and keep growing.